Part 1. The Arrival. It was a warm Tuesday afternoon when Emma first noticed the moving truck parked in front of the apartment building. She had lived in the same cozy flat for 3 years now and had grown accustomed to the familiar faces in her neighborhood. The baker from down the street always greeted her with a smile, and the elderly woman on the corner shared her garden's beautiful flowers with the residents. But today there was something different. A new tenant was moving into the flat next door. Emma leaned out of her window, pretending to water her plants, trying to catch a glimpse of the new neighbor. She saw a young man, tall and slightly scruffy, wearing a gray hoodie and old jeans. He was busy unloading boxes from the truck, glancing back at the open door as if waiting for someone else to help. A medium-sized dog, a golden retriever, jumped out of the passenger seat, wagging its tail enthusiastically. Curiosity took over. Emma decided to head downstairs. She grabbed her keys, her phone, and slipped on her favorite shoes. As she walked out of her apartment, she rehearsed a few lines in her head. "Hi, welcome to the building." Or maybe, "Hello, need some help with the boxes?" Her heart raced a little as she thought about meeting someone new. When she reached the ground floor, the man was struggling with a particularly large box. He had pushed it halfway out of the truck but seemed stuck. Emma saw her chance. "Do you need a hand with that?" she called out, her voice cheerful. Startled, the man turned and gave her a grateful smile. "Oh, yes, please. That would be amazing," he said, wiping the sweat from his forehead with the back of his hand. Together, they managed to carry the box up to his apartment. The door creaked open, revealing a space that was both empty and inviting. Emma noticed how the walls were a soft cream color, the kind of shade that felt warm and welcoming. The floor was bare, and sunlight streamed in through the large window, illuminating dust particles dancing in the air. As they stepped inside, Jake set the box down and glanced around. "I guess I have a lot of work to do," he said with a laugh, his nervousness easing a bit. He looked at Emma and added, "I'm Jake, by the way." "I'm Emma. Welcome to the building. So what brings you to this side of town?" she asked, curious about his story. Jake smiled, but looked a bit awkward, as if he wasn't used to small talk. "I just needed a fresh start, I guess," he said, his voice trailing off. Emma was intrigued. Everyone had a story, and she felt there was more to Jake than he was letting on. "Fresh starts can be good," she replied, trying to keep the conversation going. "I love this neighborhood. There's a great little coffee shop down the street, and the park is perfect for long walks with your dog." Jake nodded, and Emma noticed the way he looked at Max, the golden retriever. "He loves the park. It's like his second home," he said, kneeling to scratch Max behind the ears. The dog responded with a happy bark, and Emma felt a warmth spread through her as she watched their interaction. As they chatted, Emma learned that Jake had just moved from a smaller town a few hours away. "What was it like there?" she asked, leaning against the door frame. Her curiosity piqued. "It was quiet. Too quiet, I think," Jake said, glancing around his new apartment as if searching for something. "I needed some excitement in my life. New adventures, you know?" Emma smiled, feeling a sense of kinship. "Get that. I've lived here for a while, and it's been quite an adventure for me. There's always something happening, especially on weekends." Jake looked at her, his eyes brightening. "Like what?" "Well, there's a farmer's market every Saturday." I love to go and sample all the fresh fruits and vegetables. And sometimes there are live music performances in the park. It's a great way to meet people, she explained. Sounds fun. Maybe I can join you this weekend, Jake suggested, his voice hopeful. Absolutely. The more the merrier, Emma replied, feeling a thrill of excitement at the thought of spending time with her new neighbor. As they continued to talk, Emma felt a growing connection. She learned that Jake loved hiking, a passion she shared. They discussed their favorite trails and the beauty of nature, laughing at the shared experiences of getting lost on hikes or encountering unexpected wildlife. Maybe we can explore some trails together, Emma offered. Imagining a day spent hiking with Jake and Max, there's a beautiful trail not too far from here. Yeah, I'd like that, Jake said, his smile genuine. I've been looking for a good hiking buddy since I moved. Just then, a loud crash echoed from the apartment above them, breaking the moment. They both looked up in surprise, and Emma chuckled. That's probably Mr. Thompson. He's been living there for ages and has a tendency to drop things. Don't worry, he's harmless. Jake laughed, visibly relaxing. Well, that's good to know, he replied. As they moved to the door, Emma felt a flutter of excitement. Anyway, thanks again for the help, Emma, Jake said, his eyes reflecting the afternoon. Sunlight, I owe you one. No problem. Maybe I'll take you up on that, Emma replied with a wink, feeling a strange sense of excitement at the idea of getting to know her mysterious new neighbor. As she turned to leave, she paused. Hey, if you need any help unpacking or settling in, just let me know. I'm right next door. Will do, Jake replied, his tone warm and appreciative. Emma returned to her apartment, her heart light. She poured herself a cup of tea and sat by the window, watching the leaves sway in the breeze. Her mind was full of questions. Why did Jake move here? What was his story? And why did she feel so curious about him? That evening, as the sun set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Emma decided to make a list of all the fun things they could do together. She wanted to make Jake feel welcome in the neighborhood. As she scribbled down ideas like explore the park, visit the coffee shop, and hike the trail, she felt a sense of excitement bubbling inside her. Perhaps this new friendship would lead to new adventures. And who knew what other mysteries Jake held? With a contented sigh, Emma put her list aside and looked out the window again. Max was now sitting by the front door, watching for his owner to return, his golden fur glowing in the soft evening light. Emma smiled to herself, feeling the warmth of possibility and the thrill of new beginnings. Part 2. Ampere's growing friendship. The next morning, Emma woke up feeling unusually excited. The sunlight poured through her curtains, warming her skin as she stretched in bed. She thought about Jake and their conversation from the day before. A smile spread across her face as she remembered how easy it was to talk to him. Felt refreshing to connect with someone new. After a quick breakfast of toast and jam, Emma decided to take a walk in the park before her day started. She wanted to clear her mind and perhaps come up with more ideas for activities with Jake. As she strolled through the neighborhood, she admired the blooming flowers in the gardens and the cheerful greetings from her neighbors. The fresh air was invigorating and she felt alive. When Emma reached the park, she found a perfect spot under a large oak tree to sit and enjoy. her coffee. She took out her notebook and began to jot down ideas for her time with Jake. Visit the local museum, she wrote. Try the new Italian restaurant. She paused and added, movie night at my place. The thought of sharing a movie and popcorn made her heart flutter with excitement. While Emma was busy writing, she noticed Max running around with a few other dogs. Suddenly, she spotted Jake walking toward her, a big smile on his face. "Hey, Emma," he called out, waving. Emma waved back, her heart racing slightly. "Hi, Jake. Just enjoying the beautiful day." As he approached, Emma noticed he was holding a frisbee. "Max is having a blast. Want to join us?" he asked. "Sure. I haven't played frisbee in ages," Emma replied, feeling the thrill of spontaneity. They walked together to the grassy area, where a few other dog owners were playing. Emma threw the frisbee for Max, who chased it with enthusiasm, leaping and bounding through the grass. Jake laughed at Max's antics, and Emma couldn't help but smile at the joy on his face. "Looks like he's in his element," Emma said, watching Max run back with a frisbee in his mouth, tail wagging excitedly. "He is. I think he loves this park already," Jake replied, tossing the frisbee again. As they played, they chatted about their favorite things: music, movies, and travel. Emma learned that Jake had a passion for photography and loved capturing landscapes during his hikes. She shared her own dreams of traveling to different countries and experiencing new cultures. "Maybe you can show me some of your photos sometime," Emma suggested, curious to see his work. "I'd love that. I'm always looking for new places to explore," Jake replied. His enthusiasm was infectious, and Emma felt a spark of inspiration. After an hour of playing, they both sat down on the grass, panting from laughter and excitement. The sun was shining brightly, and the atmosphere was filled with laughter from families and children playing nearby. "Do you have any plans for the weekend?" Jake asked, taking a sip from his water bottle. "I was thinking of checking out the farmer's market. They have the best fresh produce and local crafts," Emma replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "You should come with me." Jake nodded eagerly. "Absolutely. I've heard great things about it. I can't wait to try the local food." Emma felt a rush of happiness at the thought of spending more time with him. "It's a fun experience. You can also meet some of my friends there." "Sounds perfect. I'm looking forward to it," Jake said, looking genuinely excited. As they made plans for the weekend, Emma noticed a little girl nearby trying to fly a colorful kite. She was struggling with the wind, and Emma felt a tug at her heart. "Let's help her," she said, pointing toward the girl. Jake grinned, and they both stood up to assist her. Together, they showed her how to hold the string properly and run a little to catch the wind. With their guidance, the kite soared high into the blue sky, and the girl squealed with delight. "Thank you. Thank you," she exclaimed, running around with her kite, her laughter filling the air. Emma and Jake shared a proud look, feeling a sense of joy in helping the little girl. As the afternoon sun began to lower in the sky, they decided to head back to their apartments. "This was a great day," Emma said, feeling content. "Thanks for joining me, Jake." "Me time. I had a lot of fun," he replied, his eyes shining with warmth. After saying their goodbyes, Emma returned to her apartment, her heart light. She felt a blossoming friendship with Jake, one that seemed to be growing day by day. Sitting on her couch, she thought about how wonderful it felt to have someone to share experiences with again. She had been so focused on her routine that she had almost forgotten how refreshing it was to connect with someone new. As the weekend approached, Emma's mind raced with thoughts of all the things they could do together. She envisioned wandering through the market, tasting fresh fruits, and sampling homemade treats. She also imagined Jake capturing candid moments on his camera, making memories they would both cherish. That night, Emma prepared for her day at the market by gathering reusable bags and a list of things she wanted to buy. She picked out a few items she had been craving: a ripe avocado, fresh basil, and some artisanal bread from her favorite vendor. The next morning, Emma woke up early, buzzing with excitement. After a quick breakfast, she dressed casually in a comfortable sundress and sneakers. As she headed out the door, she felt a mix of anticipation and nervousness. Would everything go smoothly? Would Jake enjoy the market as much as she did? When she arrived at the market, the sun was shining bright, and the air was filled with the scent of fresh produce and baked goods. People were chatting. Vendors were shouting out their specials, and the atmosphere was vibrant. Emma spotted Jake standing near a flower stall, admiring the colorful arrangements. He looked up and waved as she approached, a smile lighting up his face. "Wow, this place is amazing," he exclaimed, looking around in wonder. "I know. Isn't it just the best?" Emma replied, her heart swelling with pride as she shared her favorite spot with him. "Let's grab a coffee first. There's a little cafe over there." As they sipped their drinks, they strolled through the market, stopping to sample cheeses, olives, and sweet pastries. Jake snapped photos of the beautiful displays, capturing the vibrant colors and joyful moments around them. "Look at these strawberries," Jake said, holding up a pint filled with juicy red berries. "I've never seen anything like this back home." "Right? They taste even better than they look," Emma replied, grabbing a pint for herself. "Let's get some for dessert later." They continued exploring, trying out different foods and chatting with vendors. Emma introduced Jake to her friends, who welcomed him warmly. They all shared laughter, and Emma felt a sense of joy in bringing her two worlds together. As the day went on, Jake noticed a local musician setting up to play. "Hey, let's check this out," he suggested, pointing towards the stage. They found a cozy spot on the grass to sit and enjoy the live music. The musician played folk songs that filled the air, creating a beautiful atmosphere. Emma and Jake clapped along to the rhythm, feeling the connection of the crowd and the joy of the moment. After the performance, Jake turned to Emma, his expression sincere. "Thank you for today. I've really enjoyed it. It feels good to be out and meet new people." Emma smiled, feeling her heart flutter. "I'm glad you're here. I hope we can do this more often." As they wrapped up their day at the market, Emma realized how special her new friendship with Jake had become. It felt as though they had known each other for much longer, and she couldn't wait to see where their adventures would take them next. Part 3. Secrets and Surprises. The following week, Emma and Jake continued to spend time together. They explored the farmer's market every Saturday, enjoying the fresh produce and vibrant atmosphere. They shared stories about their childhoods, dreams, and even their fears. Emma felt comfortable with Jake, as if she could share her innermost thoughts without fear of judgment. One sunny Saturday afternoon, Emma suggested they go to a nearby art gallery that featured local artists. "I think you'll really enjoy this," she said. her eyes sparkling with excitement. There are so many amazing pieces to see. Jake nodded, clearly eager to join her. Let's go. I love discovering new art. It inspires me to be more creative. As they walked to the gallery, they talked about their favorite artists. Emma loved Impressionism, while Jake was more drawn to modern art. Their conversation flowed easily, and Emma found herself laughing more than she had in a long time. When they arrived at the gallery, they were greeted by a local artist who was painting a large mural on the wall. Emma's eyes widened as she admired the vibrant colors and intricate details. "Wow, this is incredible," she exclaimed, watching the artist work with passion. "Isn't it?" Jake said, captivated. "I would love to create something like this one day." They spent hours wandering through the gallery, appreciating each piece and discussing their interpretations. Emma noticed Jake's keen eye for detail, how he could spot things in the art that she hadn't even considered. "You see things in a different way," she remarked, genuinely impressed. "Art has a way of revealing deeper meanings," Jake replied thoughtfully. "It's like a window into the artist's soul." As they explored, Emma suddenly spotted a familiar face in the crowd. "Isn't that Sarah?" she whispered, nudging Jake. Sarah was one of Emma's close friends, a bubbly and artistic spirit who always had a camera in hand. Emma waved enthusiastically, and Sarah quickly approached them. "Emma, I didn't expect to see you here." "Hey, Sarah, we're just checking out the gallery," Emma said, smiling. Jake stepped forward, introducing himself. "I'm Jake, Emma's new neighbor." "Oh, the mysterious new neighbor," Sarah teased, grinning. "It's nice to finally meet you. Emma has told me so much about you." Emma felt a rush of warmth at the thought of sharing Jake with her friends. "We've been exploring the city together," she said, beaming. Sarah raised an eyebrow playfully. "I see how it is. So what's next on your adventure list?" Jake smiled, clearly enjoying the banter. "We're planning to visit the botanical gardens next weekend. Emma is convinced I need to see them. You won't regret it. They're beautiful," Sarah said, her excitement contagious. "You should definitely take a picnic. I can help you with that." Emma loved the idea. "That would be amazing. Let's plan something fun for next weekend." The three of them continued to explore the gallery, exchanging ideas and opinions about the art. As they chatted, Emma noticed the chemistry between Jake and Sarah. They seemed to click, sharing laughter and witty remarks. A small pang of jealousy tugged at her heart, but she quickly brushed it aside. She was happy for her friend and excited about their plans. After leaving the gallery, Emma, Jake, and Sarah decided to grab some ice cream at a nearby shop. The warm sun felt good on their skin as they strolled down the street, chatting and teasing each other. "I can't believe you've never had mango ice cream," Sarah exclaimed, shaking her head in disbelief. "You need to try it right now." "I'm more of a chocolate person," Jake said, slowly sticking to his choice. Emma laughed. "Come on, you can try both." They arrived at the ice cream shop, where colorful flavors lined the walls. The smell of freshly made waffle cones filled the air. Emma ordered a scoop of mango and a scoop of chocolate, while Jake settled for his usual. Sarah, ever adventurous, went for pistachio. Sitting outside on a sunny bench, they enjoyed their treats. "This is the best mango ice cream I've ever tasted," Jake said, surprised by how much he enjoyed it. I told you. It's a game changer, Emma replied, her eyes shining with joy. As they savored their ice creams, Emma felt a sense of belonging with them. For the first time in a long while, she felt truly happy and at ease. It was a feeling she wanted to hold on to forever. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the city, Sarah glanced at her watch. Oh no, have to run. I promised my mom I would help her with dinner. Emma and Jake both stood up. No worries. Let's meet up next week for our picnic at the gardens, Emma suggested. Definitely. I'll bring some snacks. Sarah replied before waving goodbye and walking away. After Sarah left, Emma and Jake lingered for a moment, both feeling the energy of the evening. I had a great time today, Jake said, his smile genuine. Me too. It's nice to share these experiences, Emma replied, her heart racing slightly. She felt the connection growing stronger between them, and she didn't want it to end. As they walked back toward their apartments, they chatted about their week and what they were looking forward to. Emma felt a spark of excitement about their growing friendship and all the adventures that lay ahead. Suddenly, as they reached Emma's building, Jake turned to her. I have a surprise for you. A surprise? What is it? Emma asked, her curiosity piqued. Jake grinned mischievously. You'll have to wait and see. How about I come by tomorrow at 3 p.m.? Okay. I can't wait, Emma replied, her excitement bubbling over. She wondered what Jake had planned. That night, Emma found it hard to sleep. Thoughts of Jake swirled in her mind, and she couldn't help but smile as she imagined all the possibilities. She felt a warmth in her heart, a feeling she hadn't felt in a long time. The next day, Emma busied herself with cleaning her apartment and preparing for Jake's surprise. She made sure everything was perfect, arranging her favorite books and cleaning up a bit. She even baked some cookies to share, the sweet aroma filling her home with warmth. When 3 p.m. finally arrived, Emma stood by the door, anxiously waiting for Jake. The sound of footsteps echoed in the hallway, and her heart raced. As she opened the door, she was greeted by a beaming Jake, holding a small package wrapped in colorful paper. Surprise! He exclaimed, his eyes shining. Oh, wow. What's this? Emma asked, surprised and delighted. Open it, Jake encouraged, his excitement infectious. Emma carefully unwrapped the package, revealing a beautiful plant in a decorative pot. A plant? It's lovely, she exclaimed, feeling touched by his thoughtfulness. I thought it would brighten up your space, Jake said, smiling. It's a peace lily. They're easy to care for and bring good vibes. Emma's heart swelled with gratitude. Thank you so much. This means a lot to me. Jake's smile widened. I'm glad you like it. I thought we could spend the afternoon repotting it together. I brought some tools, really. That sounds fun, Emma replied, her excitement growing. They set up a small area on Emma's balcony, surrounded by sunlight and fresh air. Jake showed Emma how to properly repot the plant, explaining each step as they worked together. Emma listened intently, enjoying his company and the easy flow of conversation. As they repotted the plant, Emma couldn't help but admire Jake's patience and enthusiasm. He made everything seem interesting and fun, and she found herself laughing at his little jokes and stories. Once they finished repotting the plant, Emma placed it on her kitchen counter, admiring how it brightened up the room. It looks perfect here. Thank you, Jake, she said, feeling a sense of happiness. I'm glad you like it. Now it has a good home, he replied, his eyes sparkling with joy. After their gardening session, Emma suggested they relax on the balcony with some of the cookies she had baked. I think we deserve a treat after all that work, she said, grinning. Jake agreed, and they settled onto the balcony, enjoying the warmth of the sun and the sweet taste of the cookies. They shared stories about their lives, their childhood memories, and what brought them to the city. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in beautiful shades of orange and pink, Emma felt a sense of peace wash over her, sitting there with Jake, surrounded by laughter and warmth. She realized how much she had grown to appreciate his presence in her life. I really enjoy our time together, Jake said softly, glancing at Emma. You make everything feel special. Emma felt her heart skip a beat at his words. Feel the same way. It's nice to have someone to share all of this with, she replied, her voice sincere. Just then, the phone buzzed on the table, breaking the moment. Emma glanced at it and saw a message from Sarah. Can't wait for the picnic next week. I have a fun surprise, too, she quickly typed back. Me too. Part 4. An unexpected twist. As Emma typed her response to Sarah, she felt a warm glow of excitement about the upcoming picnic. She looked up at Jake, who was gazing thoughtfully at the sunset. The colors in the sky seemed to mirror the feelings in her heart, vibrant and full of promise. Suddenly, Emma's phone buzzed again. It was a notification from her social media account. She opened it and was startled to see a post from a news outlet featuring a photo of her building. The headline read, Mysterious Events Surround New Neighbor. What's that? Jake asked, leaning in to look at her screen. Emma's heart raced as she read the article. It detailed strange occurrences happening in their apartment building, including unusual noises at night and sightings of mysterious figures. The article hinted that the new neighbor was at the center of it all. This can't be real, Emma exclaimed, feeling a mix of disbelief and fear. Why would they write about us like this? Jake furrowed his brow, concern etching his features. I've heard some strange sounds at night too, he admitted, scratching the back of his neck. But I didn't think much of it. What if it's about you? Emma asked playfully, trying to lighten the mood. But she couldn't shake the uneasy feeling in her stomach. Maybe I'm secretly a superhero or something, Jake joked. But the tension hung in the air. They spent the next few moments discussing the article, sharing their thoughts on whether it was just sensationalism or something more serious. Emma felt a rush of curiosity. We should investigate. What if there's a real mystery to solve? Jake's eyes sparkled with excitement. I'm in. It could be fun like a detective adventure. With that, they made a plan to explore their building that evening. Emma felt a surge of energy at the thought of uncovering the truth. They decided to meet back at her apartment after dinner. After that evening, Emma prepared a simple dinner, her mind racing with thoughts of what they might discover. She couldn't help but wonder about the other residents of the building. Who were they? Did they know about the strange happenings? When Jake arrived, he had a flashlight in hand, ready for their little investigation. Are you ready for this? He asked, a playful grin on his face. Emma nodded, feeling a mix of excitement and nerves. Let's do this. They started in the basement, where the article mentioned some of the strange noises had originated. The dim lighting cast eerie shadows as they descended the stairs. Emma could hear her heart pounding in her chest. Stay close, Jake whispered, shining the flashlight around. "If anything happens, just scream." Emma chuckled nervously but felt reassured by his presence. They explored the basement, checking for anything unusual. They stumbled upon an old storage room filled with dusty boxes and forgotten furniture. "What do you think is in there?" Jake asked, peeking inside. "I don't know, but let's check it out," Emma replied, her curiosity piqued. As they opened the door, a cloud of dust flew into the air, making them cough. Inside, they found boxes filled with old books, clothes, and strange trinkets. Emma picked up a small ornate mirror. "Look at this. It's beautiful." Jake leaned in closer. "It looks ancient. I wonder who it belonged to." Just as they were examining the mirror, a loud bang echoed through the basement, causing them both to jump. "What was that?" Emma whispered, her voice trembling slightly. Jake grabbed her arm reassuringly. "Let's check it out." Together, they crept toward the source of the sound, their hearts racing. As they turned the corner, they saw a door slightly ajar, swinging gently. "Should we go in?" Emma asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Absolutely," Jake replied, his tone confident. They pushed the door open slowly, revealing a dark room filled with old furniture covered in white sheets. "Looks like nobody's been here for years," Emma said, stepping inside. Suddenly, Jake's flashlight flickered, and the room was plunged into darkness. "What the?" he muttered, shaking the flashlight. Emma felt a surge of panic. "Jake, I can't see anything. Just stay calm." "I'll fix it," he reassured her, fumbling with the flashlight. As he struggled, Emma felt a chill run down her spine. Something felt off, and she couldn't shake the feeling that they weren't alone. "Jake, hurry," she urged, trying to keep her voice steady. Just then, the flashlight flickered back to life, illuminating the room. To their surprise, they saw an old portrait hanging on the wall. It was a painting of a woman, her expression hauntingly familiar. "That looks like," Emma began, her voice trailing off. "Is that?" "It can't be," Jake said, staring at the painting. In shock, Emma stepped closer, her heart pounding. "It looks like the woman from the news article. The one who lived in our building before us." Jake took a deep breath. "This is getting weirder by the minute. We need to find out who she is." Just then, they heard a noise coming from the corner of the room. They both turned, and Emma gasped as she saw a shadow move behind an old wardrobe. "Did you see that?" she whispered urgently. Jake nodded, determination etched on his face. "We need to check it out." They approached the wardrobe cautiously, their hearts racing. Emma felt a mix of fear and excitement. What could be hiding in the shadows? As they reached the wardrobe, Jake flung it open, revealing nothing but old clothes hanging inside. Emma let out a sigh of relief but felt a twinge of disappointment. Maybe it was just our imagination. Suddenly, Jake noticed a small door hidden behind the wardrobe. "What's this?" he asked, pointing to it. Emma's eyes widened. "I have no idea." "Should we open it?" Jake nodded, his adventurous spirit shining through. "Definitely. Let's see what's behind it." As they carefully opened the door, they discovered a narrow staircase leading down into darkness. The air was cool and musty, sending a shiver down Emma's spine. "Are we really going down there?" she asked, hesitating for a moment. Jake took her hand, his grip reassuring. "We've come this far. We can't turn back now." With a deep breath, they descended the stairs, their hearts pounding in sync. As they reached the bottom, they found themselves in a hidden cellar filled with strange artifacts and dusty old books. It was like stepping into another world. "Wow, this place is incredible," Emma exclaimed, her fear fading away in the face of wonder. Jake began to explore, touching the ancient objects with reverence. "I wonder what stories these things hold." As they rummaged through the cellar, Emma discovered an old journal buried under a pile of dusty books. "Jake, look at this!" she called out, holding it up. Jake rushed over, intrigued. "What does it say?" Emma opened the journal, revealing faded handwriting and drawings of strange symbols. "It's someone's diary. They wrote about living in this building years ago." Jake leaned closer, his eyes scanning the pages. "This is amazing. We have to read more." As they immersed themselves in the journal's contents, they learned about the life of the previous resident. She had been an artist, much like Emma, and her writings were filled with dreams, struggles, and mysterious encounters. "This is incredible," Emma said, captivated by the woman's story. "It's like she left a part of herself behind." Suddenly, they heard a creaking sound from above. The hairs on Emma's neck stood up. "What was that?" Jake glanced at her, his expression serious. "We should head back. This is starting to feel a little too creepy." Emma nodded, feeling a rush of adrenaline. "Agreed. Let's go." As they made their way back up the stairs, they could hear their hearts pounding in their ears. Emma felt exhilarated by the adventure, but also anxious about what they had uncovered. Once back in her apartment, they took a moment to catch their breath. "That was intense," Emma said, trying to process everything. "I can't believe we found that hidden cellar," Jake replied, still amazed. "And the journal. We need to read more about her." "I feel like we've just scratched the surface of this mystery," Emma said, her mind racing with possibilities. Just then, Jake's phone buzzed with a message. "It's Sarah. She's asking about the picnic," he said, smiling. "Tell her we'll bring some interesting stories," Emma replied, her excitement returning. As Jake typed his response, Emma looked at the peace lily on her counter, the plant A, symbol of new beginnings. She felt grateful for this unexpected adventure, the bond forming between her and Jake, and the mysteries that awaited them in their building. "Next weekend is going to be so much fun," Emma said, looking forward to their picnic. "And who knows what other secrets we'll uncover." Jake grinned, clearly enjoying their time together. "With you, Emma, I feel like anything is possible." Part 5. Unveiling the Mystery. The following weekend, excitement buzzed in the air as Emma and Jake prepared for their picnic. They had decided to invite Sarah and a few other friends to share the thrill of their recent discovery. Emma felt a mix of anticipation and nervousness as she set up the picnic area in the nearby park, adorned with colorful blankets and a spread of delicious food. "Are you ready for our adventure?" Jake asked, arriving with a basket full of snacks. He looked charming in his casual outfit, and Emma felt a flutter in her heart. "Absolutely. I can't wait to share our story with everyone," Emma replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. As their friends began to arrive, the atmosphere became lively. Laughter echoed through the park as they all gathered around the picnic blanket. Emma felt grateful for the moment, realizing how special it was to share this experience with her friends. "Okay, everyone, gather around. I have a story to tell," Emma announced, her voice animated. The group settled down, curious about what she had to share. Emma began recounting the events of the previous weekend, the hidden cellar, the mysterious journal, and the strange occurrences in their building. As she spoke, her friends leaned in closer, captivated by the unfolding tale. "That's insane. You guys are like real-life detectives," Sarah exclaimed, her eyes wide with excitement. "Did you find out anything more about the woman?" Another friend asked. Intrigued, Jake chimed in. "We learned that she was an artist. Her journal mentioned a lot of her dreams and struggles, and we think she may have had some secret life here in the building." Emma could see the excitement in her friend's eyes. "We're planning to dig deeper into her story. We believe she left behind clues about her life and perhaps even why she disappeared." As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the park, the group decided to play some games to lighten the mood. Emma and Jake joined in, laughing and enjoying the company of their friends. But in the back of Emma's mind, the mystery lingered like an unfinished puzzle, waiting to be solved. After a few rounds of games, they all sat down to eat, sharing stories and enjoying the food. Emma couldn't help but notice how close she felt to Jake. There was a spark between them, a connection that was undeniable. As the night grew darker, Emma took a moment to step aside and gather her thoughts. She walked to the edge of the park, where the trees stood tall and the stars twinkled above. She took a deep breath, feeling grateful for the day, the friends, and the unfolding mystery. Suddenly, she heard footsteps behind her. Turning, she saw Jake approaching, a warm smile on his face. "Hey, I was looking for you," he said softly. "I just needed a moment to think," Emma replied, feeling her heart race. "This day has been amazing." Jake nodded, stepping closer. "I've had a great time too. I really enjoy our adventures together." Emma's cheeks flushed at his words. "Me too. It's nice to share this with someone." As they stood together in the quiet of the night, Emma felt a wave of courage wash over her. "I'm really glad we became friends. You make everything more fun." He smiled, his eyes sparkling with mischief. "And I think we make a great team. Who knows what other mysteries we'll uncover?" Just then, a flickering light caught Emma's attention from the direction of the park entrance. A shadowy figure moved under the street lamp, and Emma squinted to see who it was. "Do you see that?" she asked, her heart racing. Jake turned to look. "Yeah, I do. It's strange." As they watched, the figure stepped into the light, revealing an elderly woman with a kind smile. "Hello there," she called out, waving. "I live in your building. I heard there are some curious young people investigating some old stories." Emma and Jake exchanged surprised glances. "That's us," Emma replied, her excitement bubbling over. "We've been learning about the previous resident." The woman's eyes lit up. "Ah, you must mean Margaret. She was quite the character, always painting and creating. Would you like to hear more about her?" "Yes, absolutely," Emma exclaimed, eager to learn more. As they gathered around the woman, she began sharing stories of Margaret's life in the building. Emma listened intently, captivated by the tales of Margaret's artistic spirit and her struggles to find her place in the world. The more the woman spoke, the more Emma realized how connected their stories were. Separated only by time, Margaret had faced challenges, much like Emma, and had sought solace in her art. The woman shared anecdotes of Margaret's passion for life, her laughter echoing through the halls and the friendships she had formed in the building. The last time I saw her, she mentioned something about a secret project she was working on. She wanted it to be a surprise for everyone, the woman reminisced, her eyes misty with nostalgia. Do you know what the project was? Jake asked, his curiosity piqued. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe it was a mural she wanted to paint on the wall of the community room, the woman replied. But she disappeared before it could be completed. It broke many hearts. Emma felt a surge of determination. We need to find that mural. It could be part of the mystery she left behind. The woman smiled, her face lighting up with hope. If you can uncover that mural, it would honor Margaret's memory. She deserves to be remembered for her passion and creativity. With that newfound purpose, Emma and Jake thanked the woman for her stories and promised to find the mural. As they walked back to their friends, Emma felt a sense of excitement coursing through. Herr Weins, we have a mission now, Jake said, grinning at her. Let's honor Margaret together. As they rejoined their friends, the night became a tapestry of laughter, stories, and dreams. Emma felt grateful for the bond she was forming with Jake, the thrill of the mystery and the joy of friendship. Here's to new adventures. Emma raised her cup, and everyone cheered in agreement. And as the stars twinkled above, Emma realized that sometimes the most unexpected journeys lead to the most beautiful destinations. The night ended with promises of more adventures to come, and the thrill of uncovering the past would forever change their lives. As Emma lay in bed that night, her mind buzzed with possibilities. What secrets did the mural hold? How would they find it? But most importantly, she felt a deep sense of connection to her friends, to her dreams, and to the mystery that had unfolded in the heart of her home. And with that, Emma drifted off to sleep, ready for whatever the next adventure would bring, knowing that the story was just beginning. The end. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story and found it helpful for learning English, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more engaging content. Your support means a lot to me. I'd love to hear from you. What kind of stories or topics would you like me to cover next? Whether it's daily life situations, mysteries, or anything else related to learning English, let me know in the comments below.